Yes, I mean, I think as artists, we're all wired to music all the time, aren't we? I mean, you know, just everyday life stuff comes at you all the time, and then it plays out this sort of song in your mind, and then immediately we have to go and write and sit down at pianos and play guitars, and these ideas come about. I mean, I give you chords, and then you turn it into a story. You know, that's where it begins, isn't it? I mean,
It does, yeah. I think it's important to try and bring a part of you into the song as well. So when I kind of pull in lyrics and things together, it might be part of, you know, what I've experienced in the past. It could be part of, you know, something that's happening now when I'm going through it. And for me, kind of sharing that story with the crowds and the audience, you know, I'm hoping that we can kind of relate to some of that stuff. So there's things where it's maybe not gone to plan, and that kind of comes into the song, or the sort of failures that you've kind of had, and some of that stuff, and it's quite difficult to just talk to someone about it. So I find, you know, putting that down on paper, or, you know, writing it out helps clear my mind.
Yeah, the storyline, isn't it? It's important, you know, to have some sort of storyline meaningful. And yeah, I mean, often we come into the studio with a sort of half-baked idea, and then Angus has developed it into something spectacular, really. You know? A lot of work's been done in the studio with the songs. These ideas have come about and blossomed into beautiful songs, you know.
They have done it, and I think you know, some of the tracks off the new album as well really kind of show that. You know, the time and the effort that's been put in.
What was it about Traveller? Wasn't it a one-chord song?
Yeah, so tried to start out as a one-chord song. I was given a challenge of writing a song with one chord. So that features through the most of the verse. And I tried to let the vocal line take the melody and pick it up, kind of thing. I guess the story behind Traveller is you know, finding that place where it just feels right, where you fit in, where you belong. You know, and if you know, the story behind it is, you know, that person's not quite finding that place at home, and they're moving to the next place to try and feel accepted, I suppose.
Yeah, and then the instruments and the sounds paint a picture as well behind your lyrics. So
yeah,
you know, it's adding pedal steel and all these, you know, Ian on the pedal steel guitar, and it's got this beautiful atmosphere, you know, that sort of lays the foundation of the sort of the song and supports the lyrics and everything as well.
It does, yeah. I mean, that just kind of, as you say, like the pedal steel behind it, to me, is just the undertone of kind of, it's a bit of warmth, I suppose, which is kind of what we're after within that track itself.
Yeah,
to be quite uplifting.
And then Us was in one night here at this piano.
It was.
I mean, that's, you know, because where we record at Grand's House Recording Studio, you know, you get to stay here, which is amazing. So a lot of things just happen whilst we're here, and that was written in one night, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was one night we were just kind of sat around the piano and doing the kit, you know, trying to pull some stuff together, and again, that was a song that was probably 10-15 minutes, I suppose.
Yeah.
Kind of pulling it together. The lyrics just came as part of you know, a feeling and an emotion that we were kind of going through at the time. It turns out it was a story behind it where it's a relationship that's sort of breaking down in a sense, and you know, we've all kind of had those sort of relationships that take place where things just don't go according to plan. You know, you sometimes try and hide that and think, no, it'll get better, it'll be okay, you know. And I suppose us is the kind of story behind, you know, that sort of piece, or where the relationship's kind of breaking down, but you're in denial. It's too hard to kind of say, you know, let's call it a day, kind of thing.
And where do lyrics come from? I mean, remember Ainsley, when I was in a band with Ainsley Anderson, and he used to just write everything that came into his mind on a piece of paper, and none of it made sense. And then from that, you picked out words, and you know, it was a chorus and verse and chorus, and then you sort of middle eight, and you know, sort of the usual way of writing songs. It doesn't always have to be that way, though, does it? I mean, it's
not always. You know, we try and, I suppose, play with the formula a little bit. We did a lot of that during our time recording the album, I suppose, as well. When you think about You're starting with something that's going to catch the attention of people. You know, so you start with a hook line, just to get that instant sort of impact.
Blank page.
Blank page, for instance.
Blank page is like that, straight in there.
Straight in.
With a chord.
You know, so that was something that we kind of worked on together, and again, Angus suggested kind of, you know, the opening having a big impact on it. And I think we captured that.
Whereas Home on the album, that, you know, I'd gone out around the streets of Edinburgh, giving money to the homeless on Christmas Eve, and it just played so much on my mind. And then we were in the studio, and again I sat here, you'd all gone to bed, and that just came out that night, and the next morning we recorded it, and yeah, it just flowed. There was no way, there was no pressure to try and, you know, it just came out that way.
Yeah, it was just a lovely track, you know. I love the meaning behind it, you know, where you've kind of gone out and
everybody should have a home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, it's just that sort of a track to know that you are part of something again. You know, it's just that whole bringing together.
Yeah,
you know, it seems to be a common theme within the band, I suppose, is there's a togetherness. You know, the three of us and the other guys who were involved in kind of helping us.
Yeah.
You know.
And hopefully people get the message, you know, in lyrics. You know, that there's something that they can relate to. It might not be the story that we think it is. You know, everybody picks something out of a song, and it means something to them. You know, which is good, I suppose.
It does, yeah. I mean, I think we have the meaning behind the song, what it means to us. And I always think it's really good if you've got an artist who can relate to other people, but it hits something, you know, brings something home in their lives of what's happening. I've always admired an artist who can write a lyric that's what I've been thinking or what I've been feeling and wanting to put down. You know, you get those songs where it's like, has that person just been, you know, watching my life and seeing what's happening and I've written this song? Yeah,
there's those songs where you I wish I'd written that song, you know, because it just sounds brilliant.
Oh, there is. Yeah,
there's so much to it, you know, and sometimes the simplest songs are the best.